to say thank you to our governor, Rick Snyder, here for coming up to the Upper Peninsula. I can't say it enough that him coming up here as often as he has shown his commitment to the whole state of Michigan. Not just Detroit, not just our larger population centers, but even the western part of the UP here. We've had numerous struggles over the state. When we came into office, we were looking at a $1.4 billion deficit. Within a year and a half, we made that into a $450 million surplus. Much better situation to be in. We're changing the whole focus within Michigan to be open to business. It's one of the things that we've struggled. We were 49th worst state for the business climate throughout the U.S. and we've now reached the 7th rating. So, I mean, we've made major changes within our state. With that, I've been honored to serve with Ed McBroom. We actually first started rooming together. It was a nice house south of the Lansing a little ways. We had a little messy breakup and we went our separate ways.
He jilted me.
But needless to say, it's been an honor serving with individuals like Ed McBroom. One of my biggest worries when I came into office is who I'd be serving with, what kind of individuals. And the individuals I came into office with were individuals that did not hold the position as their main priority. They weren't there to be politicians, they were there to get a job done and turn Michigan back around. And Ed McBroom, Representative McBroom, has been on the forefront of that. You can't find a more honest, more down to his roots individual than Ed. Being a dairy farmer, he comes from good stock. So with that, I'd like to hand it over to Ed, and he can add a few more words.
Go ahead.
All right.
Thank you. Thanks, Matt. And thank you to Mr. Funk so much for having us here, and it's just a pleasure to get this chance. I have to tell you, Matt's glossing over how messy it was, because he had this nice place, and we're staying there. There's a sauna, there's all these bedrooms, so our family can come down, and then the house sold, and we had to move. So I found us a different place, and Matt's like, well, that's too expensive. I'm going to move in with Howard Walker. See you later. So I couldn't afford it on my own. So I had like 3 days to find a different place. I had to room with a college friend.
Ed was homeless.
Yeah. But I got the better end of the deal, because the place I live at now, there's always food in the fridge. The house gets cleaned. I don't live with other legislators, so I got the better end of the deal anyway. But
you live with Mom?
It's certainly a huge honor to get to serve in the legislature, to work for all of you. Matt's detailed some of the big things that we've done, you know, the big statistics, but we can get down to just little details of things that we've been able to fix. And you know, one bill I got to run early was dealing with lights on emergency vehicles and allowing local emergency responders, besides volunteer firemen, to have lights on their vehicles so they could get to a situation faster. They weren't allowed to do that before. And I remember taking the bill around the House chamber for co-sponsorships, and I went over to my friend Harold Haw, who's a Democrat rep from Macomb County, and I put it on his desk and asked him for his support, and he asked what it's about, and I told him. He's like, you UP guys, you're always finding some stupid law that's got to be changed. What's with you guys? Like, well, that's what people sent us here for. Get rid of the dumb stuff and make things that make sense. So we've really taken on that, whether it's the big problems, the big business tax problem, or the little idiosyncrasies of the law that we're trying to fix. One that just got changed here. It wasn't a law change, but it's something we had to work very hard with, and I want to thank Governor Snyder so much for his help with it. Was getting market access for our cattle back into Wisconsin. I mean, the cattle industry here on the west end of the UP has been decimated over the last 20 years by restrictions from Wisconsin because of a problem downstate, not a problem we had in the UP. And we're finally getting somewhere after years of working on this and asking legislators to help us, but not getting anywhere. I was able to get people in Wisconsin to listen, get people in the governor's office to listen. I remember sitting with him in his office one day and telling him, I got this issue, it's a little bit kind of personal to me as a cattleman, but it's really important, and we're finally seeing that change. So it's exciting. I'm excited about where we're headed with Michigan, and excited to get to continue to work on other issues. So I thank you so much for your support. And I thank you for supporting Tom, sending him back there, because he's like a mentor to both Matt and me, helping us. Sometimes we don't listen to him. We get to form a really good team and work together on so many things for the UP and for the whole state. And so Tom's going to tell you a few things about what we've been able to do too. Sure.